season of Lotus Richey Ignite Show, bringing you realness, authenticity, and unparalleled wisdom from top leaders, business professionals, pioneers, and everyday people. Thank you for joining us. Have a great time during the show. Welcome our esteemed guest,
Arkevious Armstrong, Prentice, Ahmad.
Sit back and hold tight, because it's time to ignite and take flight.
Hello, and come on in and get in where you fit in. This your girl, Dr. Lotus Richey, right here on the Lotus Richey Ignite Show tonight, where I had to go ahead. Let me do this. Pop my collar, because I've got two powerhouses that are coming in here tonight, and they are going to ignite and take flight and help you in every area of your life. So I welcome you to the show, and I ask you, don't let this go. Don't let this go. Go ahead and share this broadcast with somebody that you know. Share it with your friends, share it with your frenemies, and share it with your dog Toto, because your dog Toto definitely need to know. So as we come in tonight, we are going to be talking about Becoming the Best You Conference. Baby, this is the recap, and this is where it's at. I had a fabulous time in St. Louis with the BTBY family, Becoming the Best You. And as we strive to become the best that we can be, we come across phenomenal people who are experts in their zone of genius. And now, some of the zones of genius, it doesn't take a degree. It takes experience in this thing that we call life. And so tonight, I welcome you in. Go and tell a friend to come on in and get in where they fit in. Why? Because I've got room around my table. Always got room around my table for you to get in where you fit in. And when you come in, let us know where you're joining us in from so we can shout you out. We want to let the world know that you are taking your life serious and you are igniting and taking flight in every area of your life. So tonight, it's going to be fire. I had the pleasing plum privilege and pleasure to be in St. Louis with the two powerhouses that you see right there, right? Mr. Arkevious Armstrong, and of course, there was a prince in the house. Bow down, all kings and queens. It was none other than Mr. Prentice Ahmad. Just phenomenal. And I don't want to give it too much away, because you need to go ahead and get the video. If you didn't get the video from BTBY, you need to go ahead and get the video, because our amazing Arkevious Armstrong, he talked about the bags that we carry. He talked about how you wear these t-shirts, you know, how people brand you, or sometimes how you brand yourself, and you carry all these things. But tonight, there's no hold bars. We're going to help you take off all them shirts that you're wearing so you can step into the real you. And then Prentice talked about staying in your lane. Well, tonight, we're not only going to get in our lane, but we're also going to get in your face and bring you in the place so that there won't be a trace of negativity left in your life if you decide to connect and ignite and take flight. And so while I go to the back and bring my folks in from the studio, I'm going to tiptoe to the back of the studio and let them know it's time to GO. So while I'm doing that, I've got something that I want to share with you. Let's not make no excuses, baby. Let's make some moves. Hey, folks, I just wanted to come to you briefly today because I've got so many folks asking me, Lotus, how are you so successful? Success is relevant to whatever you think success is. To some people, success may be having a big house, fine cars, or just having a great job. Some people, in their mind, success is just having a great family and friends. For me, success is being able to make a difference, not only in my life, but in the lives of the people that I come across. I help do this is I encourage people not to make excuses for not being successful. Don't let fear, complacency, procrastination, someone telling you that you can't do it. And the most important thing, number 5, you telling yourself that you can't do it. See, you got to rise above giving yourself excuses. You've got to give yourself every reason to win. After all, you are a winner. So today I share with you, don't make excuses. Make moves. See you. Hey guys, did you know I'm about to take flight at 7 p.m. tonight? Ooh, that rhymes. I'm getting ready to be on the Dr. Lotus Richey show. It's at 7 p.m. tonight. You don't want to miss it.
Welcome to the show. The speaker, the author, the show host, Prentice Ahmad. Woo woo!
Hey, thank you for having me.
Well, thank you for being here because I know you're flying all around the world. And when
Yes,
you
ma'am.
make time to land and come on in the house, I am so happy to have you here. So how
Thank
are you
you.
doing today? And wait, are you in Atlanta or are
I
you?
am.
Oh, okay.
I'm actually home today. I'm home.
All right, fantastic. So it's so great to see you. I've
Thank
shared
you.
with our viewers that you are speaker, you're author, you're show host, you're CEO, and you hail all the way from Atlanta, Georgia. And so, Prentice, again, we had a great time.
Yes, we did.
Yes, we did. But we're gonna have a fabulous time tonight. So we have some secret sauce in the house tonight because we have another powerhouse in the house tonight. And so, folks, I want you to give Prentice some love. Go ahead and put some P's in the comment block. Put some P's in the comment block. And Prentice, I want you to tell folks a little bit about who you are, and then we're going back in the studio to get our next guest.
All right, that sounds fabulous. Well, hello, everyone. My name is Prentice Ahmad, formerly known as Prince Michael. I am a host. I'm an author. I'm a two-time international best-selling author. And I just am a person that's just trying to help people change their lives. That's it. Simple, to the point, because to be completely honest with you, all of my accolades mean absolutely nothing. That's all of the stuff that I've done. That's all of the things that make you go, ooh, look at him. Oh, my gosh. But that means absolutely nothing. What actually means something is where I can actually take you and how I actually got to where I am. How I got to where I am is just simply by showing you that I went from being homeless to business owner to now homeowner. And it's one of those things that it was a journey. And I'm just here to show you guys and share with you my journey and how I got from point A to point B.
Awesome. I'm loving it. And so you are already coming in with the fire. Folks are already streaming in. And I challenge you, Nene, go ahead and share this broadcast out. Camille, share this broadcast out. We know you coming in from Florida, and we're so happy to have you. So with no further ado, we're going to come right back to you after this brief message.
Arkevious, Armstrong, Mr. Inspire. Man, I am minutes away with being on a show of Lotus Richey, Ignite Show. Listen, I am telling you right now, do not miss it. You do not want to miss this opportunity to be inspired, to be motivated, to be uplifted. Listen, to be changed and moved. Man, it's about to go down. We're going to go in. We're going to give you the information, the confirmation, whatever it is that you're seeking, that you need to have to not only take your life to the next level, but to move out of your own way, man. Listen, I am super excited. So see you there.
Woo woo! The speaker, the coach, the CEO, Arkevious Armstrong is in his house.
You better say it. You better say it. How you doing? How you doing?
We are doing fabulous. I'm so happy to see you. Like I said to Prentice, oh my goodness, St. Louis was amazing.
Yes, it was.
So I've shared with folks a little bit about who you are. But now we're passing the mic back to you. Please tell our viewers a bit more about yourself.
Hey, in very short words, 2 words I will use. I'm him. Nah, let me stop playing. I'm him. But no, all jokes to the side, man. I am Arkevious Armstrong, inspirational speaker, international speaker, transformative mindset coach, youth advocate, author, man, a God-fearing man, a father who loved his kids to death. But I am a person who lived by example of of living life to your best ability and not allowing your past to hold you back, not allowing your struggles to set you back. So anything that I do, everything that I do, I live my life to be an example so other people can be inspired by.
Woo, they bringing in the fire tonight. Woo, that's what I'm talking about. So don't be afraid to share your comments. If you have any questions tonight, folks, make sure you put your questions in and we will try to get to them as best we can. And who knows, we may have to bring them back for a recap of the recap and all of that. So I love for all of our viewers to put a like put an A in the comment block below if you love what Arkevious had to say. Put in a one A and make sure you tag your friends, family, and the rest of your network. And so we're going to get right into it tonight. So listen, I had a fabulous time with you. We talked about that already. Mm-hmm. But let's get into the nitty gritty because we've had some other folks from the BTBY come on the show and we've talked about leadership. Why is it important when it comes to leadership? And we see all of you coming in. A lot of leaders are streaming in right now. We see Camille Robb. She's streaming in from Florida. And we see the BTBY herself, the creator of BTBY. We see Brenda Ringwood. She's in the house. And, of course, we see Angela Elting. I love you. And we see so many other folks from around the world. We see Nene is in the house. And so it's without question that leaders like Coffee Cup Chuck and so many other people like Sherry Berger and so many others understand the dynamic of why we speak at conferences, why we do what we do. So let's get into it and talk about leadership. Why is leadership such a powerful thing? And I'm going to go right to you, Prentice. Why is leadership so powerful? Because during the conference, you talked about staying in your lane. And a lot of leaders don't know how to stay in their lane. But you talked about that. So let's talk about it. Why is that so important?
So when you think of leadership, most people are first introduced to leadership when they're children. They think of their parents. And you have a lot of parents that will often mimic this quote. And I'm pretty sure everyone out there has either heard it or they know someone that has probably said it. And it is, don't do what I do. Do what I say. Don't do what I do. Unfortunately, our brains don't operate in that fashion. We do exactly what we see. And with that being said, what we see sometimes is not in alignment with where we want to go. So with the people that I read this thing once, and it says that you are the average of the 5 people that you hang around the most. If you want to, if you look at your bank account is the average of the 5 people you hang around the most. If you look at your life, it's the average of the 5 people that you hang around the most. So if you are broke, more than likely the people that you're hanging around are broke. If you are negative, the people that you're hanging around are negative. It is incredibly difficult to be positive if everyone is negative. It's incredibly difficult to be wealthy if everyone that you're hanging around is broke. And broke is more than just it's more than just being in a bank account. Broke is a mindset, the same way that poverty is. So the reason that you have to make sure that you attend conferences and that you have the right leadership is simply because a leader will not only tell you what to do and show you what to do, but they're going to get in the trenches with you. So most times you have people, especially like now, you have some people, as you said, they don't know how to stay in their lane. That's because they want to help everybody. No leader out there, no leader has ill intentions. And I'll just throw that out there. Everyone is trying to help somebody. And with that being said, sometimes they're like, oh, well, I can help you do that. And it's like, no. Being a leader, you need to know when to delegate and when to step back and say, you know what? Hey, I understand this is not my forte, even though I know how to do it. I know that Dr. Lotus Richey, that's her forte. Branding is her thing. Let me send you to her. You know, hey, I know that if you need someone to speak to these young men in schools, that schools are not really my thing. So tell you what, let me go ahead and let me direct you to Arkevious Armstrong, because you have to also know, as my mom would say, when to hold them and when to fold them. So leadership is all about knowing how to lead, how to show people and not just tell people where they want to go.
Woo! Woo! I told you, fire, fire, fire. So if you loving it, put fire in the comment. Put fire in the comment. Listen. Woo! Sherry Berger is in the house. Sherry Berger is in the house. And here's something that she talked about.
Yep.
As we swing this over to you, Arkevious.
I'm not following behind that.
I'm going to something else. That's why Sherry Berger said servant leader is so important. So let's talk about the servant leader, because Arkevious, you serve so many.
Yes, he does.
Especially our young boys and girls in school, because even the good book, as they say, says, bring them up in the way that they shall go, and when they are old, they shall not depart. Okay?
Come on.
So we create leaders, but we must serve as a leader first. Because Prentice said, we do what we see. So talk to us about why is it important to be a servant leader?
I'm gonna tell you why it's so important to be a servant leader, and I'm not gonna try to top what Prentice just said, because he just.
I'm taking a sip on that.
Yeah. Nah, he hit the nail dead on the head, but he did an amazing job with giving people the example of what leadership is. But being a servant leader is being selfless. You know what I'm saying? Understanding that, it's not about me, but it's about serving people that has a need. And the perfect example that I always give people is that you have to understand that you have something that somebody needs that can help them overcome something that they're struggling with. And so when we look at being a servant leader, they're saying to me, as well as I feel like being in the trenches for so many years, is that you are called to do and be something what God has put inside of you. And it's you saying to yourself that I'm going to be selfless, and I'm not going to put myself first, but put the needs of other people before my own needs. And it takes a lot. It takes a lot, because a lot of times people put themselves in the forefront before they even think about doing for other people. So with me, I know there's a need for young men out there who have coming up from single parent households. There's a need for young men who need positive male role models and leadership. I know there's a need of young men out there need to see the example of what a Black man looks like, how he carry himself, how he support his family. There's a need of being an example for so many other people that don't have that, never seen it, and never was raised around it.
Wow. So there's a need. There's a need. And so when we know that there's a need, we have to understand to serve that need, and that we are the solution to someone's challenge.
Yes, absolutely.
So with that being said, wow, we have so many people chiming in. The selflessness you talked about.
Yes.
Selflessness to serve. So Prentice, I'm coming back to you with the selflessness, because I've met many, many people in my life. But once I met you, I learned that you are very selfless. You would give the shirt off your back for people. And as leaders, sometimes we give too much, and sometimes we don't give enough or at all. And so why is it important to set positive boundaries even when we're being selfless?
So one of the things that I've learned in my 25 years of life, don't ask me my real age, I'm 25, okay? But one of the things that I've learned in my 25 years of life is if you fail to set boundaries, people will oftentimes, more so than none, they'll keep taking. A taker does not have a limit on how much they will take, and a giver has no limit on how much they'll give. I learned that throughout the time that I was growing up. So my mother was a single parent, and she gave everything. I mean, she did the best that she could with what she had, the same way that everybody else's parents did. They did the best with what they had at the knowledge at the time that they had it. Now we're in the information age. Everybody think that they could do everything. So my mom was very selfless, even though she was trying to build herself up and get to a point where she wanted to go. I saw many times where you have siblings that were takers. And they were taking because that's what they knew. That's what they were taught. And my mom's the oldest. So of course there's even more that's there where it's like, oh my gosh, well, you know, you're the oldest. And it's like, you want to help, you want to help. I'm the last child. And my brothers, they did everything for me. So there were a lot of things that I didn't even have to do. Like one of my brothers, rest his soul, when he got his first paycheck from Popeye's Chicken when he was 16, he spent his entire paycheck on me, buying me sneakers and clothes and all of that stuff. So I learned what it was like to be selfless when I was younger. Now, in terms of setting that boundary with people, I just learned, honey, that I remember I lent somebody $100 after I got my lawsuit back in the day. And honey, he told me he would give me back my $100 on Friday, and that money still ain't come back to my bank account. And I said, at that point, I realized some people will always just take. And if you don't set a limit on how much you give, they're going to keep taking. Keep taking, because that's what they know. So, and now, honey, I even learned even further that if you don't want people coming asking you for money, if somebody come and asks you for $100, what you do is you say, hey, I'm gonna give you 25. That's all I got. You can have it, but don't give it to them. Give them 25. They ain't gonna come back to you no more.
So I implore all of you, take notes. I always say note takers are money makers.
Come on.
Money makers are note takers. But you can't exercise the notes if you don't take them.
Yes.
It's putting the notes in action is where the money's at. Okay. So with that being said, I want to talk about authenticity, because let's all right. So one night of the conference, we had a fabulous discussion. We was hanging out. I think we was in your room, Prentice.
We were
eating some of them vegan cookies you made, which were scrumptious.
Don't be funny. If you wish you could have one, go ahead, Lotus.
Don't get mad. So get a cookie when he makes it more, right? So we were talking in that room, and Arkevious brought up a couple of things. But we were talking about being authentic and why it's so critical. And with the BTBY welcomes so many people from all over the world, from every walk of life, because the idea is to help people become the best that they can become, just being who they are, not trying to be something that someone else is telling them to be, or someone living vicariously through them. And so we're going to take a quick break. But when we come back, we're going to talk about our conversation in the room about the authenticity. And Arkevious, I want you to jump in first, because I really want to know why being authentic and being our real self is so important. And then, y'all, I got some secret sauce. I'm about to secret sizzling sauce. You're going to get your biscuit, because you're going to need this to sop this juice up. Okay. Because I got some secret sizzling sauce about Prentice's name. Okay. And we're going to talk about that when we come back. Oh, yes. But if you want to know about the secret sauce, the secret sizzling sauce, put 3 S's in the comment. 3 S's in the comment if you want to know about the secret sizzling sauce, because when we come back from break, we're going to look at more of your comments, and we want to see who's really paying attention about the secret sizzling sauce. And so for those of you, I know you might just be joining us, you might be saying, BTBY, what is that?
Yeah.
If you missed this conference in St. Louis, you don't want to miss the one that's coming up in August. And so for those of you that want to be a little bit more familiar, here's a little taste. conference in St. Louis. Don't miss the upcoming one in, you guessed it, Kansas, hosted by BTBY. Here are just some wonderful clips. Thank you for joining the show. Here are some folks you need to get to know. Give us some love. All right, fantastic. Woo woo! Come on, let's get it.
Nice.
I was over here jamming off of that.
And y'all found the good pictures of me too.
Yes. So
where was my pictures at? Because I'm like didn't have no pictures.
Yeah, I don't know, but check this out. I got to tell you this. Here's the
Arkevious, Armstrong, Mr. Inspire, man. I am minutes away with being on a show of Ludacris Ignite Show. Listen, I am telling you right now, do not miss it. You do not want to miss this opportunity to be inspired, to be motivated, to be uplifted. Listen, to be changed and moved. Man, it's about to go down. We're going to go in. We're going to give you the information, the confirmation, whatever it is that you're seeking, that you need to have to not only take your life to the next level, but to move out of your own way, man. Listen, I am super excited. So see you there.
Oh my God!
Put some
I appreciate it. I swear, I felt like the adopted child just a few minutes ago. I appreciate it. You know, I feel like that one cousin that a lot of people don't like in the family. I'm glad you did that.
Oh, you ain't had to do it like that.
We got some A's, and they say family, right? Everybody sending some hugs, right?
I appreciate it.
So, folks, if you're just joining us, this is the Lotus Richey Ignite Show, and I'm your host, Dr. Lotus Richey, and I have two powerhouse speakers here today. They're not just speakers, but they're international best-selling authors. They're CEOs of their own corporations, and they are making a change here on the planet. And tonight, we are doing a recap of the BTBY, and I want to welcome you to the show if you're just joining us, and if you're hitting the replay, we want to say thank you, and we hope that you've had a real blessed day. And so, earlier, before we went on break, we talked about why is it so important to be authentic. Mm-hmm. In the BTY movement, they're welcoming people from every area of life. And so, Arkevious, we're going to go right to you first because you've done so much in your life. You've had some ups, you've had some downs, some things that challenged you, but you didn't take those things and put them off in a corner and kept them hid so that nobody can see. What you've done instead is bring it to the forefront and say, look, this is where I was. These are the things that I've gone through. And here is where I am today.
Absolutely.
So why is it so important for people to be authentic in who they are? And this is a caveat question. What if people don't like you for who you are? What do you say about that?
Well, let me answer the last question first.
Come on, Uncle Faster.
Listen, if they don't like me, listen, let me speak as a whole. If someone don't like you, that's their personal problem in business. I'm not in this life. I'm not walking this journey to please nobody. I'm not looking for approval. I'm not seeking nobody friendship. You like what you like. You love what you love. If you don't, you don't. That's on you. I am telling you by experience that I had to learn the hard way. And you're going to have to learn the hard way. For those who are watching this show and you might want to go back and watch it again and again and again, that you're going to learn very quickly in life that you're not for everybody.
Hello.
You hear what I'm saying? You're not for everybody. So stop trying to please everybody.
And
so it's so important that, when you look at the things that I talk about, my journey that I had to endure, I had to understand this journey that I'm on, that regardless how much great things I've done, that I'm doing and where I'm going, there's still going to be people that's not going to like it and not going to believe it. And there's still going to be people out there trying to put me back where I once come from. But the beauty of being who I am, being authentic, being real, just genuinely who I am, that I don't have to pretend.
Mm-hmm.
The thing about pretending,
Yes.
that you got to always wake up and put on that costume, that mask. The moment that you understand that people who is going to love you, they're going to love you for who you are, then you don't have to walk in nobody's room or no one's life tap dancing. And I always tell people, I'm not tap dancing for nobody. This is not a show. This is not an act. This is not a facade. This is who you see. This is what you get on social media platforms and in real life or on stages. And I'm just so thankful because it took me growth to be at this place as far as mentally, with my mindset of understanding, like, this is who God created you to be. Like, everybody is different, right? Everybody has their own becoming. Like, I think that was a brilliant title to name a business, a conference, Becoming the Best You. Whatever you are becoming into, I encourage any and everybody, just be you.
Yes.
Just be you. Yeah. People are in the need of falling in love with who you are, not who you're trying to be.
Yes.
Not who you're trying to be, not who you're trying to convince people that you are. And it's just like, even at the conference, you know, I had and even when I met Brenda in Atlanta, they met Arkevious. They didn't meet the speaker.
Yes. Right.
Arkevious. And I can sell myself and I can share my story the way I know how.
Right.
And that's what I want people to know. I want you to understand what you're going through right now. I want you to know that you don't have to try to become or be something that you're not. And I see that so much. People try to be something that they're not, and they're afraid to be themselves because who they really are, they're afraid to face that person. And I talked about it, remasking, taking off the layers.
Yes.
Being vulnerable, being transparent. You know, and so that's just the amazing thing about being authentic. When people see you, they see the real you, and they got to judge you based off what they see.
Exactly. I love it. If y'all loving that fire, drop some positive energy. Drop that positive energy in the chat. Go ahead and put PE, that positive energy. That positive energy in the chat. And so we're going to go right to you, Prentice, because I want to get some super sizzling sauce. We had a conversation in St. Louis, okay? And we talked about our brands and being authentic. And someone that is near and dear to you was giving you some tips, some secret sizzling sauce. And so I want to talk about that. So let's get right into it. Tell us what inspired you, because you were known prior as Prince Michael, but you've made a shift. And I noticed all your branding. You're changing all your branding. So let's talk about that. We want to know why. We want to know why.
Okay. All right. So you see, I got my sponge here, just in case. Okay, so the easiest way for me to even go into that is I have to go in reverse in order to go forward, if I can. So in 2020, I met this woman. Her name is Pastor Betty Spencer. And I met her through a mutual friend of mine. I call her Rich Woman, aka the Reset Coach, Tracy Randolph. So Tracy was actually being honored at an event, and I ended up going with her. Fast forward, met this woman, Dr. Spencer, Miss Betty Spencer, and I introduced myself to her, and she stepped back and she looked at me and she goes, Most times when you get pastors or anybody that's like in the church and stuff like that, everybody always wants to do the to try to make it look like they have like the discernment spirit, or they've been ready to see through you and all that stuff. They got to squint their eyes and stuff. So when she did that, the first thing I'm thinking about, if you see my face, I'm like, oh Lord, she about to come with this. Oh, God told me to tell you. And I said, oh, here we go. So she didn't do that. She said, that's a very interesting name. She said, what is that your government? She said, is that the name that your mother named you? Is that your government name? I said, it is not. I said, it's my pseudonym. It's the name that I go by. She said, well, what is your government name? What did your mother name you? I said, oh, my mother named me Prentice. And she goes, that name is connected to the birthright. At that time, let me tell you something. I stepped back, and that was all that she was supposed to give me at that time. Right. She was the seed sower at that time. And I tell everyone that if God wants to give me something, God will make sure I get it first. He ain't going to give it to somebody else. He's not going to tell anything else to somebody else because I don't receive information that way. Okay. So fast forward, I was working one day, and for those that don't know, I work as a sky angel by day. I'm a flight attendant for a major U.S. carrier. Don't ask me which one because I ain't gonna tell you. And no, I can't help you with nobody pass. Okay. Anyway, so fast forward, I was in Baltimore one day, and I'm talking to this supervisor. This supervisor is new. She worked for the carrier that I used to work for. The carrier I used to work for, they don't ever leave the airport. If you catch it, you catch it. If you know, you know. Anyway, so I used to work for them, and she just so happened to have worked for the same company. So we started talking, and she ends up stopping, and she says, you know, God told me that it's time for you to know who I am. And I was like, okay. She was like, I'm a pastor. And she was like, I just wanted to let you know that this isn't you. Nope. And I stopped and I looked at her and I was like, oh, girl, okay, whatever. So still just over my head. Still hadn't caught it yet, right? I get all the way to BTBY, okay? And I'm not going to go into the details of what happened, but we ended up talking basically about the same thing.
Sip, baby.
Later on, I had the same conversation, but this time it was so much so to the point where it was literally like this in my face, telling me that this is not you. Now, unbeknownst to everyone, I had been battling with my branding because I was just like, I felt like I was taking away from myself by not giving my name under my branding, because Prince Michael didn't go through that. Prentice did. Prentice was the one that slept in the car. Prentice is the one that had to overcome all of the things that were going on. Prentice is the one that had to sleep on people's floors that he didn't know, just so that he can, you know, have somewhere to stay. I'm the one that had to go through all of that. And I created Prince Michael because all I had ever known with my name, based on the way that I grew up, was struggle. That's all I knew. I struggled all the time. And for those that know, I actually told my story prior, where I remember I was 4 years old and we were walking during Hurricane Andrew. My mom, my two brothers, and myself, we were walking during that storm. And I remember my mom turning and she looked at us and she said, well, at least if we all go, we're all together. At the time, being 4 years old, you don't understand what your mother is telling you. But what she is saying is that if we die, at least we're here. I didn't understand that. So it took for me to leave that conference after hearing all of that stuff, after speaking with my friend, and I laid down that night and I said, okay, show me what you want to show me.
Hello.
And I don't know if you guys have ever seen any of those movies where you're there and then all of a sudden you see all of this stuff just flash across your screen. You're like, oh my God, I can't believe I missed that. I saw that in a dream. And I'm having this conversation. And just like I always say, if you do not have a type of spiritual connection, you won't understand what I'm talking about. But I was actually having this conversation, and I'm having this conversation with someone I cannot see. I'm having this conversation with someone that is making me feel so calm, so at ease, but I can't see this guy who I'm talking to. And mind you, and here was the kicker, I couldn't hear anything he was saying, but I knew everything he was saying. So I said, oh my gosh, I get it. I'm supposed to go by my name. As soon as I said that, I heard a door unlock. I immediately jumped up and I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm thinking someone is coming in through my front door. Now, mind you, I have a security system. If you try and come through my door, it's automatically going to alarm. And I'm like, okay, I got up, I went downstairs. There was nothing. The unlock, that shift was in me. I realized that the person that I was trying to be was a false advertisement of who I was.
Hello.
Now, of who I am, because Prince Michael did not go through any of that. Prince Michael is not the best-selling author. I am. That's my story. I wrote that. And I believe like now, and it was so interesting because my tagline has always been abundance is your birthright. Go claim what's yours. So this woman who sowed this seed in my life, the only thing that she knew was that she was supposed to sow a seed, but she had no idea how big that seed was supposed to germinate to give and breathe life unto a new brand, unto a new everything. Since I have done that, I ain't gonna give it all to you, but there have been so many doors.
Hello.
So many doors that have unlocked, that have I've been able to walk through, that I would have never been able to walk through had I still been going under this other name. My friend Tish told me, who was at the conference with me, she said, Prentice, it pained me to know that these people were running around calling you Prince, and they had no idea how awesome Prentice is. And I just stopped and I stepped back and I said, when I looked up my name, Prentice, means to actually learn, to study. When I looked up my middle name, it means open. And my last name means to grow. So when I put all of that together, I was just like, there is power in what you speak. When you speak and you're using a pseudonym, you are taking the power away that you were given. That power that you have, you were given that. So even when you read in the Bible where it talks about the 7 sons of Sceva, it says when the sons went to go and cast out the demon from the man that was possessed, he comes and he says, Jesus I know and Paul I know, but who are you? When I was talking to my friend Emily Nicole, I sat there and I said, oh my gosh, Emily, it came to me. I said, the demons in hell don't know who Prince Michael is, but I tell you one thing, they know who Prentice Ahmad is.
Hello.
Just
Hello. Hello. So listen, folks, if you have not tagged anybody, I see Brenda Ringwood is doing double duty. If you have not tagged anybody to this broadcast, what are you waiting for? We're going to give you 30 seconds and we welcome you to go tag somebody. We'll be right back.
Hey guys, did you know I'm about to take flight at 7 p.m. tonight? Ooh, that rhymes. I'm getting ready to be on the Dr. Lotus Richey show. It's at 7 p.m. tonight. You don't want to miss it.
Season of Lotus Richey Night Show, bringing you realness, authenticity, and unparalleled wisdom from top leaders, business professionals, pioneers, and everyday people. Thank you for joining us. Have a great time during the show.
Welcome our esteemed guest,
Arkevious Armstrong. Prentice Ahmad.
Sit back and hold tight, because it's time to ignite and take flight.
Arkevious Armstrong, Mr. Inspire, man. I am minutes away with being on a show of Lotus Richey Ignite Show. Listen, I am telling you right now, do not miss it. You do not want to miss this opportunity to be inspired, to be motivated, to be uplifted. Listen, to be changed and moved. Man, it's about to go down. We're going to go in. We're going to give you the information, the confirmation, whatever it is that you're seeking, that you need to have to not only take your life to the next level, but to move out of your own way, man. Listen, I am super excited. So see you there.
Ha ha, we back. That's right. Got to get them lips right. Get them lips right. You should have seen us. You should have seen us backstage before the show. We were getting our lips right. Makeup bag right here, y'all.
Everything.
Mirror right here, right? So Arkevious was like, y'all doing the most. He was like, y'all don't see me. Y'all don't see me.
It's just y'all doing your own thing.
I got all these flags. They got a hit.
Exactly. And we had a little makeup class in the back too. So
yes.
If you're just joining us, I want to welcome you back to the show. And I want to thank you to all of our worldwide viewers. Thank you for those who you tagged. We see a lot of people putting in names. So we want to thank you for that. But we want to take some comments from you, our viewers. Okay. I want to take this comment. It's coming out of Florida from Camille Robb, the fabulous Camille Robb. Her grandmother named her Fabulous. And I'll have to have her back on the show and she could tell you why. She said, the words that comes out of your mouth can bring life or death.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And she says, thank you so much for your story. Both of you. Okay. I want to, we have Dr. Jawanda Rollins Phelps. She's on with us.
I love her.
I love her too. And her husband and her team, her whole team, just amazing people. And I just want to say the power to truth. When we share our truth, it gives us more power. And I always say your story is your power and your power is your story. Okay. You better say it, Prentice. Okay.
That's my mama, y'all.
That's Sonia Green. Hello. Happy to have you here. Thank you for having Prentice. We just absolutely love Prentice. And Adula is coming all the way in from Sierra Leone. Correct me if I'm incorrect. We thank you for being here. She says she loved this. And Sabrina Protic is here with us tonight. She said, Matrix, life flashing in front of you. Of course, you know, and this is what happens when we really begin to live the true life that we're supposed to be living. Right. Brenda said, I love Prentice Ahmad, no matter what name he goes by, but commend you for being you. And so we're gonna bring both of you back at a later date, because we're gonna have a whole show dedicated to the authentic you. Because don't get it twisted, we're looking quite beautiful tonight. Absolutely. But it took a lot for us to get here. You don't see the scrapes and the bruises, the external and the internal bruises. So we're going to come back. And we got Chuck Doyle. Chuck Doyle said, you can have the sweetest peach on the planet, and there will always be someone out there that don't like peaches. So as we get ready to wrap,
I'm using that
tonight, we're going to take that and we're going to talk about the peaches. They can be sweet, and someone can bite into the peach and find fault. So Arkevious, tell us about the peach and why should peaches not be pressed?
I'm sorry. And it's funny that you say that, because I have the worst luck when it comes to peaches. It's like they look good, they feel right, they're beautiful. The moment you take them home, you set them on a counter for a day, you go bite into it, and it's not right. It's just not right. And now I got to throw all of them away. And so my thing is that when you look at people in general, you got to understand you have multiple ways to look at them, and your life also represents that as well. Just because you look the part, just because you sound the part, just because you made up right, the inside of you may not be right. And I always say, don't judge a person by what they say, judge them by their actions. And so, you know, and that's one of the biggest things that I stand on. Don't tell me what you want to show me. Show me. And so, you know, and if you can take any advice, and I'm using that peach, apple, orange, whatever fruit that you want to look at, you have to be careful what you surround yourself around, right? You look at those things when you like, and again, we're talking about becoming the best you, being authentic. You know what I'm saying? Even like what Prentice said about him changing his name. Now it's just being around other people who can understand, respect, and help him go forth. Because I can remember telling him, no matter how much he laughed, smiled, or whatever, I've always spoke directly to him, to his soul, telling him, like, you know what God is calling you to do. So
whoa, wait. I gotta stop you there. I gotta stop you there. I always say we're spiritual beings having a human experience.
Come on.
You just tapped on something. You said, I spoke to his soul. If y'all didn't get goosebumps with that, Arkevious, I'm going to ask you to rewind, and I want you to say it again, because most people speak at you. Or to your flesh, but not to your soul. So I'm going to do this, Arkevious. I'm going to put you solo, and I want you to say that again.
Come on.
For those of you that really hear, not with just your ear, I want you to put SP. S, speaking to your soul. Arkevious.
And again, put me on blast, put me solo, but absolutely. Just with Prince Ahmad, every time I saw him, the two times that I came in contact with him, I saw something else. And I'm so glad that God kept putting people in the midst of him. God kept putting something in people to share with him. And I don't believe not one time he never ignored it. He heard it. You know, like we shared that night, he heard. But sometimes it just takes God to awaken you. So every time I saw Prentice, I always spoke to his soul. I didn't speak to the person who made sure that his face was right, his hair was right, his outfit was right, his smile was right. I spoke to the man that I saw something else. I saw something else in him. And I commend him. I commend him for making that bold move. Because like he said, Prince Michael had to die. Prince Michael had to die so Prince Ahmad could be birthed. And so I just want to just say thank you for that. But you know, again, it's just so wonderful to see when people start listening to God and not man. Paying attention to what God is calling you to do and not what man wants you to do. I think that night I told Prince, I'm sorry, I keep calling you Prince, but Prentice, I told him that day he spoke on that stage, he was speaking to himself.
That was for you. That was for you. But you know what? If I can jump in for 30 seconds.
Go ahead.
You asked us a question earlier about why it's so important, one, the company you keep, and why it's so important to attend these conferences. I attended the conference as a speaker. However, both of us are speakers.
Yes.
So he was able to speak to me at the conference. Mind you, I'm there to speak to other people.
Yes.
But he spoke to me because one of the things he said to me when I got off stage, I think it was either when I got off stage or later on that night, he said, that message that you just gave was for you.
Yep, he sure
Those
did.
were his words.
I remember that.
But that's why it's so important.
And here's the thing. You were speaking to your own soul. And so here's the question. See, they don't call this the Ignite show for nothing. We're here to help you ignite and take flight in every area of your life. And this is for a lot of us speakers. We go and we speak and we speak and we speak and we speak, but who's speaking and pouring into us? Who's speaking into our soul? And so I hope you're getting this message tonight. And you can ask yourself, are you ready for your birth? What do you need to birth into? If you're loving, I told y'all I had 2 powerhouses coming in tonight. I told you. And these young men, they are the seed sowers. So what seeds are you all sowing?
Can I say something, please?
Yes, please go ahead.
so often, God put a seed, a child in us.
Yep.
And too often, many of us abort it.
Yes.
Out of fear,
Yes.
out of being uncertain that you can handle that gift. So many of us are waiting on another sign, waiting on another message, waiting on another conference, just waiting on another word. And it's time that child be birthed.
Yes.
I have 4 beautiful daughters, and I've watched my kids' mom give birth. Nothing is more beautiful to see a living being come from another living being. I love it. Some people hate it, but there is so many of us walking around scared to give birth to what God has put inside of us.
Yes.
And I tell you, I know women who have kids. The longer you go on through the pregnancy, the more uncomfortable you get.
Yes. Yes.
The baby start moving and kicking, causing pain. And there's a lot of pain going on in your life because you're scared to give birth what God put inside of you.
Hello.
Prince had birthed the child God put inside of him. And becoming the best you, there's a lot of people sitting in that room still afraid to give birth to the child God had put inside of them. And they would never become the best them because they are afraid to give birth to what God has put inside of them.
Come on, boy.
You hear what I'm
saying?
And so when we go to these conferences, you get to meet so many great people. I said in that conference, that I can see those who still holding on. When God give you a discernment spirit, a energy, a power, you can see who's still struggling. That's why every time we and Prentice got around, I may laugh with him, I may joke with him, but he know every time I talk to him, I'm going to speak life to him.
Come on.
Hello.
Every single time.
Come on.
Every time Brenda called me, I spoke life into that woman. And there's so many people that you got to surround yourself around. And I want to say this before we leave, and I know we got to go. To Prince, I want you to know something. Surround yourself around people who's going to continue to breathe life into the new you. Anybody who want to bring up the old you, associate themselves to the old you, talk about the old you, remind you of the old you, that tie must be cut. God is going to put some more people around you so you can propel, so you can elevate, so you can keep showing people who he is. He has already gave you people like myself and the flight attendants, everybody else who said that one seed. I remember that night when that person said what they said in front of you because I was sitting there. I was sitting there. Regardless how uncomfortable that moment was, God got your attention. He got your attention, man. Now I'm gonna shut. I'm gonna leave it there. I'm gonna leave it there, man.
So listen, Abdul, I see you. Had some great convos with you too.
I love that
guy. What stuck out most to you? Sonia said, "Giving me goosebumps." So I want to compel each and every one of you to go out and do some things that's going to change your life. Dr. Jawanda Rollins-Feld said, the process of being authentic takes a brave soul. All 3 of you are true champions because you do the work. And Camille Robb, the fabulous one, said, we need to tell our story because it will heal someone else. Keep sharing your stories. And so I want to invite all of you, our viewers, I want to invite you to share your story. I want to welcome you to the Ignite Show. I want to welcome you to share this broadcast far and wide with people so that they can help heal themselves from the inside out. Abdul said, these two brothers have such positive, uplifting energy. They must be heard and experienced by more. And it's going to take all of you to help me. I can't do it by myself, but I can ask, because the Bible says we have not because we ask not. So I'm asking that you share this broadcast out far and wide. We'll share fights, we'll share gossip, we'll share anything. Or run and tell this, that becoming the best you is helping people to become the best that they can be. And you know how they're doing it? With speakers like the ones that's sitting here with me. And so as we wrap tonight, we want to thank each and every one of you for being out there wherever you are. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for chiming in. And I want to challenge you to connect with both of these fine young fellows, and make sure without a doubt you go ahead and get your tickets. Get your tickets to Becoming the Best You, the BTBY. You can get your tickets now at www.comechangeyourlife.com. You can go right to the Becoming the Best You website. If you go to the Becoming the Best You website, here's where it is. Okay. When you see this, you know you're in the right place. And then the events, the upcoming conference is August 25th through the 27th in Kansas City. This is where you want to be, Kansas City. You can go ahead and get your ticket. Come right to here, comechangeyourlife.com, and get your ticket, and you will be on the best road ever to becoming the best you. Why? Because you're going to see these fireballs right here that's going to help you change to become the you that you're intended to be, the authentic you, the you that's not hiding in the shadows. And so as we wrap, I'd like to Arkevious and Prentice, again, I want to thank you for being here. Arkevious, we're going to have Prentice to go ahead and share his final words or thoughts for this evening, and invite people to come out and connect with you. Let people know where they can reach you at, how to connect with you, and that they need to come out and see you, because you might just tell them to stay in their own lane.
Come on, baby. Come on. So I will tell you guys, if you are looking for me on social media, all of my social media is actually under Prentice Ahmad. I have Instagram that's actually under I am Prentice Ahmad. So that's PrenticeAhmad. So if you are looking to come out in August, let me tell you why you want to come, and then I'll share my final thoughts. Okay. The reason that you want to come out is because you have a group of people that have collectively come together to help you. This is not like a conference where you come, you pay your money, you take some notes, and you go home. This conference is actually broken down with you in mind. This conference has everything that you need in order for you to make it to your next level. Many times you attend a conference, they give you information, and then they send you on about your merry way. They don't give you the vehicle, they don't give you the gas, they don't tell you, they don't give you the directions, they don't give you anything on how to get to where you got to go. This conference doesn't do that. We walk with you, we connect with you in one by one. And if I can't help you, guess what? That's fine. We have someone that can. My final thoughts that came from this conference, that came from even this interview, is I will say once again, stay in your lane. Okay. Simply because if you try and get in my lane, baby, my lane is already taken. You know, if you try and give an impression, if you try and give an impersonation of me, you will fail, but you can give a darn good version of yourself. People pay more for authentic pieces than they ever will for a copy of anything. You were uniquely and wonderfully made just the way that you are. You are absolutely amazing. You have so much life, so many people that are connected to you that you are supposed to help, but you'll never get there if you're being a copy of who you're supposed to be.
Woo, woo, woo. I told you fire. Did I say fire or did I say fire? So, Arkevious, what are your final words of wisdom for this evening?
The man, the myth, the legend.
No, listen here. I'm going to tell you right now, I can't stress this enough. The purpose of these beautiful, amazing people who I met last month in St. Louis is an indication why you have to be at these type of conferences.
Mm-hmm.
They say you meet your partner,
Mm-hmm.
business partner, a friend. You meet great people when you get in a room. And I tell you with experience that every time I've been to these type of conferences, I did some amazing networking. I met some great friends. Not only that, other opportunities. And the opportunity is in the room when you become a part of the room. So I promise you to get in the room, to get the information, to get the knowledge, but honestly, just to become the best you, because like my sister said, listen, money makers take notes. Money maker take notes. And I always say, I heard this saying before, is how you do anything is how you do everything. And how you do everything is becoming the best you by surrounding yourself around those who have the same mindset as you. So like she said, in August, you want to be in Kansas City because I'm going to be there. Prentice going to be there. My sister's going to be there. Other amazing people going to be there for 2 days, giving you nothing but fire and transparency. So listen, get your tickets right now. I can't wait to be there. I can't wait to see everybody again because I promise you, it's a family affair. Y'all be blessed, man.
I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Wow. That's amazing.
That's a mic drop right there.
No, it's not.
That's definitely.
No,
That's
you should have
that's
put it before.
a mic drop. Y'all can say mic drop.
Listen,
Put a mic drop.
no, it is. I promise you, I am so amazed. I'm like, listen, who on fire down there, man?
Yes,
but I love it.
Miss Sonia Green said she gonna be there. Corey Fox in the house. He said, "Thank both for this wonderful blessing." And Angie says,
Corey's
"Family
a good
affair."
brother.
Yes. Corey Fox, he's gonna be on the show soon. Corey, you know what to do. Get at me tomorrow and give me your dates and times because we got to have you on the show. Corey was there. He had a fabulous time, and his wonderful wife was there. Always happy to see them. And so without hesitation, folks, we want to tell you, don't debate. Don't wait too late. Get your tickets and get them straight. Go to www.comechangeyourlife.com and make sure you all join me on Friday when I have a phenomenal guest on Books to Boom Your Business at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. One of the BTY speakers is going to be on Books to Boom Your Business in the house. The financial phenom, Sabrina Protic, is joining me on my Books to Boom Your Business show at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Friday. So make sure you be there and make sure you come because it's going to be something that she's going to share with you that's going to change your life forever. And so I want to thank both of you again. And until we meet again, make sure you ignite and take flight in every area of your life. Why? Because you can. Have a great one and take care.
Thank you for watching the show. And remember, always follow us on Facebook. Like and share. And make sure you tag a friend and let them know that you care. Let us know what other type of shows you'd like us to present for you.